I say that the 4 main holidays in the new IFB are Christmas, Easter, Pastor Jimenez Christmas, and Pastor Anderson Easter. And why do I say that? Because when Pastor Anderson comes here, this building is filled, right? I mean, this building would be packed if he was here right now, okay? And when Pastor Jimenez comes, we have a bigger crowd than we normally have. But I just want to explain the concept, though, of why I say that, is because the same people that, it's obviously people travel from all over the place, and they're great sought-after speakers, and there's, I'm not trying to say anything bad about that. I'm saying when people that live in this area, they live just down the street, and they only come when Pastor Anderson comes here. Yeah. Did you know that happens?
Yeah, that's right.
When we've had Pastor Anderson come up twice, and our high day, I can't remember what it was over almost 300 people in our 1-year anniversary. I'm not complaining about that. I think that's great. And one of the main reasons, obviously, we want Pastor Anderson to come preach. I love hearing him preach. He's a great preacher. I love Pastor Jimenez. I love hearing him preach. But, one of the main points also to have them come speak is so people will come to the church and get plugged in, right? That's what we want. Obviously, we want to hear from great men of God preaching. But what's weird, though, is that there was all those people, and then the next day, we had a big drop-off. Yeah. Well, they can't stay and hang out for the soul winning. They can't stay and hang out for the Sunday service. I just find it strange that sometimes people are wrapped up in the man and not wrapped up in the God that's behind the man, right? Doing the work that God has us for us to do. So it does, great men of God draw crowds of people, and obviously the ultimate goal is those people would get church. Because some people, they get saved and they get hooked on preaching. It's like an IV drip of YouTube, right? And they get hooked on preaching, but they still don't want to be plugged in and do the things that God wants. It's like they can hear some of the preaching, they like that part of the preaching, but then they don't listen to the other part, like go to church, that part, go soul winning, that part. Would to God that people would just go to church and serve the Lord and not just show up when their favorite preacher comes to town. That's weird. That's weak, isn't it? Amen. I mean, go to church, you lazy bums. Brother Joe, on our 1-year anniversary, there was a guy that came, and the year before, he came to our church just for that one night. And he goes, hey, how's it going, man? And he's like, hey, I'll see you next year when Pastor Anderson comes to town. And he goes, oh, no, man, I'll be here all weekend. I'm going to come soul winning. I'm going to be here Sunday. Guy never came back. And he did the same thing the year before. And look, I'm not mad at the guy. I'm glad he come. But I know that guy lives in our town. Where are you? Come to church.